Welcome to Views of a Flick presented by the Arch Villains. I am Will, I am Defoe, aka Big Willie Style, and as you guys can see, I'm here by myself. I just got done watching Soul on Disney Plus by Pixar. And something just came over me to do a quick review by myself. Just a little quick spoil. This is spoiler free, so you don't have to worry about being spoiled. You can go watch the movie after you watch this. I just wanted people to know about this movie and go watch it. This movie was directed by Pete Docter and Kemp Powers. It was written by Pete Docter, story and screenplay, Mike Jones, and there was one more guy. Yeah, Kemp Powers. I thought that was the other guy who wrote it also. So yeah, and I believe Kemp Powers is a black man. Yes, yes. So shout out to him. Yes, this movie was written and directed by a black man. It stars Jamie Foxx, who plays the role of Joe. Also Tina Fey, who plays the role of 22. So this story follows Joe, who's been a musician all of his life. After his dad, he's wanted to be a musician all of his life. We start with him as a music teacher at a looks like an elementary school or something like that. Um, and he finally gets the gig of his life, and as soon as he gets the gig, he gets the time of the gig, he passes away, he dies. And the story is the journey of him trying to get his soul back to his body in time to pretty much fulfill his dreams. And he comes across 22, who's a I don't know if I would say a lost soul, but somebody who's a soul who's never wanted to come to Earth, um, and has pretty much sabotaged every mentor that she's ever had. They pretty much set her up with many great people throughout the history of the world, to try and mentor her to become to get her final personality trait to come to Earth, and she just sabotages it every time. Um, so they go on a journey to try and get Joe's soul back to his body, pretty much. And I thought this movie was written beautifully. There's so many messages throughout the movie. There's a good three messages right off the top of my head that I would say if this was a spoiler review, but it's not a spoiler review, so you would have to watch the movie to catch those. The relationship between Joe and his mom really touched me. And I think every message in this movie would touch somebody differently. Everybody will feel a different message in this movie, if you get what I'm saying. It's not just one thing throughout the whole movie. 22 goes through her things. Like I said, the relationship between him and his mother. Then you have what's the guy's name? Moonwind. You have Moonwind, and his storyline of what he's going through. Um, like I said, this movie was written great. The animation was great, like always, like all Pixar movies are. And this movie really captured this. It really captured soul. If that's the if that's the best way to put it, if you understand what I'm saying. The movie is based in New York. It really captured the heart and the soul. It looked like Harlem or maybe Brooklyn or something. My favorite scene in the movie is the barbershop scene. You really see how you really get a little bit of black culture, where you get a lot of black culture throughout the whole movie. with the music, the scenery, like I said, the barbershop scene. You get a lot of that throughout the whole movie, but like I said, that barbershop scene is probably my favorite scene in the movie. And what Joe learns throughout in that barbershop scene through himself is very interesting, which I don't want to spoil for you guys. But this movie, I don't know if you guys have seen Inside Out. This would kind of be like the black version of Inside Out to me. Um, the second time watching it, it was better than the first. I caught a couple of things I didn't catch the first time. I don't really. They told the line of if this movie is made for kids or for adults. Of course, it's PG, so don't nothing I've seen happen or anything like that. But like I said, the messaging and some of the things that you catch in this movie is for adults. Um, this this movie was great. If I had to grade it, I would give this a I would give this a B plus, a B plus. This might have been the best thing that I watched during this little Christmas time. Um, that might be a little spoiler for the next review that we're going to do. Look out for Wonder Woman 84 review. Um, but back to Soul. Yes, this movie was supposed to be released in theaters. I think this movie would have done great in theaters if it was. I'm happy that it wasn't because we got to see it now, and it was free on Disney Plus. I already had Disney Plus. Um, but this movie's great. Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey, they played off of each other so well throughout the whole movie. I would love to see them do more things. I was watching the behind the scenes of it, and he thought that Tina Fey should do a remake of Laverne and Shirley. And I think that would be great with Jamie Foxx, him in it behind the scenes doing some writing on it, writing some jokes on it with Tina Fey. I think that would be great. The entire cast did a good job. Felicia Rashad, I believe, played his mother. Questlove played Curly, a guy in the band. Angela Bassett played Doretha, who was the singer of the band, the leader, and that he got the gig with the biggest gig of his life. And just following Joe through this journey of him feeling like music is his whole world, but finding out that it's more to the journey than just the goal, I guess, and just what you love. You have to see more than that outside of that. And like I said, I would rate this movie a B plus. This is just supposed to be a quick review, just hopefully something to get you to sit down and watch it. I may do more of these if it comes over me. Leave a comment. Let me know if you want me to. If you don't want me to, tell me this shit was trash. Tell me it was good. But I may do more of these. Little quick spoiler free reviews. Um, Subscribe to the channel Arch Villains Podcast. We do Arch Villains Podcast, our general podcast every week. Look for that on the channel. As you can see, our back catalog. If you go through our channel, or you can go through our podcast channel on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, all of those places, Views of a Flick. I'm Will.I.am Defoe, aka Big Willie Style. Follow us on Instagram, Arch Villains Podcast. Follow us on Twitter, Arch Villains Pod. And follow our Facebook, Arch Villains Podcast. See you next time.